What's going on, Colts Nation? I'm Lawrence Owen. This is Colts Law, and this is a special episode because, look, social media has got me all kind of crazy right now. All right, as you know, I am pretty active on social media, especially X/Twitter and Facebook, and I posted some stuff, obviously over the years, and sometimes I post some things that people don't agree with, and I get kind of hammered on it, right? Well, I posted earlier today on someone and said, you know what? Even I did not predict that the Colts would be 7-1 right now and look as good as they do. Even though I did say they would go 11-6 and win the division, and that Daniel Jones would be better than what most people thought he would be. And then I got this guy that posted down there and says, "You said 6-11, not 11-6. Quit your lying." And that got me thinking. Well, I've got the tweets. Okay, I'll go back and bring back my receipts, which of course I did, because any person worth their weight in salt would be like, there you go. And then I saw my tweet and realized when I posted that, holy cow, let's bring it up real quick. All right, there it is. As you can see, I posted it before the season started, August 24th. I said, drop your Colts prediction, 2025 NFL season record predictions. I said mine was 11-6, AFC South title by one game. Yeah, I said it. Jones will play better than most people think, and the overall roster is pretty damn deep. Now, I'm going to tell you I got a lot of hate on this, and we're going to scroll through here. Not everyone hated me. Not everyone thought I was crazy. Some people had a little bit better record than what I had. Now, you can call us homers, whatever, but I use analytics. There's been times when I have said this Colts team ain't going to do well. I liked where I saw from Daniel Jones. That's why I wanted him in the first place. And that's why I felt very strongly with this post. Now, we're going to go ahead and scroll down here. Boom! And Bueno's like, no concern about our O-line. I was like, not too much. We have depth with experience and a good O-line coach. And as you can see, Heartbreak here says we're going to win 12 games and JT will win Super Bowl MVP. I hope Heartbreak Antonio absolutely hammers this one home. I hope he is absolutely right. Rick says 9-8. And Mike James, this is where I'm at, right? Now, let's go and look at some of the responses. 6-11 is our ceiling if Daniel Jones plays all year. Defense will keep games close for us, but DJ will throw them away in clutch, needy moments. Well, that didn't happen. I don't even want to talk about Fire Ballard because, see, this is the kind of stuff that you get when you post something that the majority of fan bases don't like, right? 6-11 if Jones starts the whole year. 7-10, 8-9, miss the playoffs, rip it down to the studs in the offseason. Regardless of 7-10, 6-11, regardless of which crappy quarterback they use. Schedule's not loaded with 3-win dogs like we had last year. Jets, Patriots, Giants. I would have added Titans and Jags, but luckily you get them regardless. Cheddar's like, 11? Here. Biff 2, 5-12. Daniel Jones loses the job by week 6. Fantasy Football War Room thinks I was pretty optimistic. Well, you could say it, I wasn't right. It does not looks like I might have shot mine a little low right now because, 11 wins is only 5 more. We got 9 games left in the season. I don't think we lose 4 games the rest of the year. 2 or 3 maybe. Have you looked at the schedule? Please tell me where you think 11 wins are. We would love to hear it. 9-8, hope I'm wrong. 8-9, missed the playoffs yet again if Jones starts all year. If this happens, I pray Carly fires literally everyone in the building. Here, Laughing my off. 7-10, but usually get lucky with a win that we're not supposed to. Maybe Chiefs, Steelers, or Seahawks on the road. Jones is a bum, but you'll see soon enough. There we go. Dave, I'll agree with that. Be a great advancement. Good to feel the positive energy among all the naysayers. Thank you, Dave. Thank you. Bro, paper thin at O-line. Linebacker and secondary. I hope you're right, but I don't know, man. Where do you get paper thin at O-line? Literally, Zach, at this point, through 8 weeks, the Indianapolis Colts have the best O-line in football, right? That's what I was thinking. I was like, the two guys that are replacing Fries, is what my thought process was the guys that were replacing Fries and Kelly when they left and went to Minnesota were two guys that were drafted pretty highly last year and then got playing time, both of them. Quite a bit of playing time last year, and they didn't look that bad. They actually looked like pretty good, and usually offensive linemen make a pretty good jump in the second year, especially with our head coach, with our O-line coach. Some of y'all need a reality check. Danny Dimes is going to be benched by week 5, Donald Tinsley says. After a 1-3 start, then AR going to go 2-2, and bye-bye Ballard. More than likely, we'll see Riley before the end of the season. Shane will be let go, and a new ownership will bring in who they want, 6-11. Really? I was just labeled a racist over my take. Wow. 2-15, Jake. Woo. Fell for it again, 2025, 6-11. Have another drink, John Kramer says. 6-11, fire Ballard. We draft a quarterback. Ooh, look at this. 3 seed, AFC South, 12-5. I wonder what they're going to say here underneath. On Madden, maybe. Might be the best roster Ballard has put together. Honestly, I'm about the same as you, as at least. See, Jeff Nordy? That's what I'm saying. I honestly, and I said this multiple times. I feel like this is the best roster the Colts have had since the 07 Colts. Okay? I truly, and I felt that way before the season started, and I stated it. I might have been right the last 3 years, and once again, this team will be no better than mediocre. Same players and coaching staff. Might as well move the team to Alaska, Trent says. Could be anywhere. Speed was on here, and he's usually pretty level-headed about stuff. He says, could be anywhere between 7-11. A lot has to go right. I think they could get 7 wins with 15 at quarterback, so why not up to 11? The defense needs to gel, and it'll get better through the season. The defense has more problems than the O last year, and they have more problems than the O this year too. So you were right on that, and the 11, and at least you got anywhere between there. So you're on the high end of your 7-11 right now, because yeah, they're already at 7. Braden's 3-14. Holy poop skittles. Arnett Powell. Jones will need to pull off the biggest performance of his career. Colts have weapons only if they aren't injured. Well, guess what? They got a bunch of weapons, and they do get injured from time to time. I mean, Alec Pierce has missed, and Josh Downs has missed. But they're out there just dogging people. Bobby Jefferson apparently thought my post was absolutely hilarious. Jack's 5-12. I said for years as a Giants fan, Jones is terrible. Well, Stunner, okay, where you get that? This roster stinks. Top 10 pick, Hugo Stiglitz. I think 7-11. They crawl back to 500 after a 1-5 start, but injuries mount and they fall apart down the stretch. A 1-5 start, huh, JD? Wow. Woo! Baghead Colts wants to clean house. More achievable than fans think. Defense will be much improved. Offense is very talented. Thank you, First Downs. I believe that, Ellenberg. Sam Ellenberg. We have a top 10 defense and still find a way to go 3-14, unfortunately. Daniel Jones went 44 as a starter. And you know what's funny? Really, our defenses have been our weakest point because of the fact that, the cornerbacks have been injured all year. It's the offense that with a legitimate, good, consistent quarterback play has been absolutely unstoppable. Colts, baby, 11-6. Hey, there you go. Lyles of the party, 3 to 4 wins. Hoping for the best with Jones, but there is zero history to tell me otherwise. I didn't go by history, my guy. When I was looking at it, I was looking at film. All right, there's a difference, and I saw over and over and over that the Giants players and coaching staff let Jones down way more often than what Jones let the players and coaching staff down. Just don't believe in Jones. How you feel now, Uncle Gandhi? Just curious. I wish I could be as optimistic as you, but that was my last year's prediction, although our schedule does appear promising, at least for a good start. There you go. All right. At least you weren't hating on me. I'm good about that. All right. DJ will go 3-4 as a starter, then replaced by AR, who will go 2-4. Then 2-2, final record. Gripes about DJ. Comments that AR still wasn't given a chance. Comments that Riley Leonard went 2-2 because he played easier opponents. Steichen stay, Ballard goes. I promise you, Ballard is not going anywhere right now. Football Dharma, 9-8, just missed playoffs, 15th overall pick. They think that, hey, you know what? That's what it's been like the last few years, so I understand why a lot of people felt that way. 6-11, still subpar quarterback play. We will underperform. We'll never get over him until we get a strong quarterback play, unfortunately, and that's where we're at. Guess what? You were right about we need to get the strong quarterback play. You were just wrong that it was going to be subpar quarterback play from Daniel Jones. 7-10, very best case scenario, more likely 6-11. Oh my God, bold of you to post this, B. Moore says. So what, the Texans just collapsed and missed the playoffs? It looks that way. They almost won a playoff game against the Chiefs last year and have a defense that could be the best in the league. Stingler, Hunter, Brennan, the Colts maybe win 8. Dude, we only need one more win. You were so wrong, B. Moore. I'm just going to say. Literally, if you wrote this, complete opposite of what you wrote down is how the season is turning out. I hope you're right, but can they actually play well and get that record? Why would anyone believe them? Because, I am saying what I believe and what I see. Best case scenario, 7-10, 8-9. Here we got Joe here, 5-12. I'll take the under for 500. Hey, Dean. I'll take that 500, bro. Company man Dan thinks that was a bad take. Guess what, Big Mike? All right. Not a company man. I just go by what I see. And like I said, I have never just year after year after year predict high marks. There's seasons where I'm like, I don't like where this is going. But this is a damn good roster. Indiana Jones believer trusts me. There you go. And this is what you get for trusting me. 6-1 while Jones throws picks. He looks like a deer in headlights on ketamine. Oh my. Some of these, I'm telling you, I get where they're coming from because they just look at stats and the history and they don't actually look at film and see, look, he was in a bad system, in a situation that was not right for them. But how he actually could play. And I said, right in the get-go, Jones was, the reason I wanted Jones on the team before the Colts ever even signed him was I felt like he was the perfect guy for Shane Steichen's system. All right. Jones will have them in the playoffs, and everyone will say it had nothing to do with him. Hey, look at that. Look at that. Nice. 5-12. I'll be surprised with 6 wins. All right. Daniel Jones plays a full season. Ballard and Steichen are fired on Black Monday. They're going to get extended on Black Monday. Real steam, mister, says delusional. All right. 6-11, the Wolf of Washington Street. All right, 5-11. Well, look at this. I mean, look. There we go. Ordonez, you got 10-7, might be good enough to win the division. You going to limit turnovers? I think this could be a good team. Run the ball. It's a good prediction there. Good prediction. 8-9. Whatever. 12-7 in playoffs. Geez, we might even win week 1. We didn't just win in week 1. We blew them the F out. All right. 8-9. They maybe win one game after their bye week. We're about to find out really darn soon, because that's funny, because that's the exact record that they would have, right? If they only win one after the bye week, and if they only win one from here on out, then that will be their record. I don't see it happening, Ryan, but it is what it is. LMAFO, we all know what that stands for. Lying to yourself like this is insane. No good darn and well, that ain't happening. No, I knew darn good and well that I felt pretty strongly about this. 6-11 would be my best guess. Roster is deep. It's the same losers over the past 5 years, but the difference is good quarterback play. All right? And this was after Chris Ballard went out and got Cam Bynum and a couple guys on defense with Ward, and then we got Tyler Warren. I mean, the roster is so deep. So deep. There we go, reluctant Colts fans. A little bit optimistic there as well, and actually got a win out of it. 10-7. NFL News Germany. Nice. What do you think a quarterback is going to take the team to 11? To be realistic, his ceiling is 8 wins. I've already stated that 100 times. 8-9, very long and painful season. Nah. 6-11 for me. This secondary and DJ is too much to overcome. Depth where? Have you seen the safety and linebacker positions? I absolutely have. Now, I feel like, yes, we could absolutely use another good linebacker. But I think the safety positions look pretty darn good. At O-line, we are an injury away from the starting O-line. Didn't inspire confidence in preseason. That's just because we were playing vanilla, bro. At tight end, we are an injury away from being bottom tier. You're really focusing on thinking that the Colts are just going to get injured on everybody everywhere. Well, let me tell you something. Outside of teams like the Bucks and the Niners, injuries generally have serious ramifications when it comes to start. Go look at the Chiefs and how they started this year because they had injuries. They get some of their players back and boom. You know what? The Colts have been doing this with a lot of starters at cornerback being injured and wide receivers being injured, and they're still 7-1. Good teams, next man up, and coaches know how to coach around injuries. Everybody's fine. Ain't no way you actually think we win the South for real, do you? Hey, guys, I think I'm about done here. We've just been going through this. And if I called your name out or you see your name flashing across this and you want to make a post, shout out the fact that you were on here, or maybe you had the right take and want to kind of pat yourself on the back or something of that nature. Maybe you want to you've seen that you had you was bashing me on my 11-6 and Daniel Jones being a good quarterback and the roster being deep, and you was bashing me about it, and you want to post a reply to that in this, feel free. I hold no ill will toward any of you because I understand where a lot of you were coming from, because the last few years has not really given a lot for anyone to be optimistic about, okay? And I get that. So I'm not holding anything against any of you, all right, except for a couple people who were just here to, there was a few people that were just being mean. And to those people who were just come in just to troll and call names, you can eat it. That's how I feel about it. All right, guys. Hey, I appreciate each and every one of you. Please smash that like button. Hit subscribe if you're not subscribed. Tag that notification bell so that you are notified next time I go live or upload a video. And until next time, I'm Lawrence Owen. This is Colts Law, and we was going over reactions to my prediction for the 2025 NFL Colts season. And as usual, have a good one.